Emergency.
Oh, hiya. I think we've been burgled and my wife's been attacked. Well, I've just come home. I was just out. I went to get something to eat and see the lads at work and get my laptop. And I've just come home and the house is ransacked. And she's just on the floor. She's got duct tape all over her and she's unconscious.
A cheating and abusive husband murdered his wife to try and protect his own honour because he believed that being gay could never have been a reason for him to end his marriage. That's according to the Domestic Homicide review into the death of Jessica Patel, who was strangled by her husband, Mitesh Patel, in May 2018. The review has shone a light on the years of physical assault and controlling behaviour she suffered at the hands of her husband, who planned to murder her, claim $2 million from a raft of insurance policies, and start a new life with his gay lover in Australia. It also found the brutal murder was an honour killing, and says Mitesh, who was raised in a Hindu community, felt it was the only way he could end the marriage. Although originally from Leeds, Jessica lived in Linthorpe, Middlesbrough, with her husband, and it was here that he stage managed a burglary, telling police he was not at home when she died. Work is underway to learn lessons from Jessica's murder, including more work to examine the signs of honour-based violence, a review of the help offered to diverse communities, and a recommendation urging the Home Office to look at how small family-owned businesses can deal with the signs of domestic abuse. A 74-page domestic homicide review by the Middlesbrough Community Safety Partnership was published on with the help of Jessica's family, offering detailed insights into what can be done to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Jessica's family listed a string of examples of domestic abuse and controlling and coercive behaviour which were highlighted in the probe. They included how Jessica had told her younger sister how Mitesh had hit her in the car in the disagreements over Jessica being stopped from seeing more of her dying grandfather. Another example told how Jessica stopped speaking up about things and appeared scared when it came to attending family events. There was also familial disquiet, with the report stating Jessica told her younger sister that Mitesh's mother was verbally abusive to her. Meanwhile, the report added how Mitesh frequently put down Jessica. This became repetitive and destroyed Jessica's confidence, the report stated. Jessica's family told the probe how her husband was a compulsive liar and he made up a lie about her being pregnant with twins. This was untrue, and Jessica was upset when she then had to tell a member of staff the truth, the report added. Mitesh thought it was funny, and Jessica's family believe he was using her desire to conceive and bear a child against her as a way of exercising control. The report went on to tell how Jessica's family believed Mitesh had deliberately engineered a move to Middlesbrough about 7 years ago to isolate her from her family after she discovered an incriminating text message. It added Jessica told her family how Mitesh would come home from work and go into another room to talk to a man every night for hours. In 2012, Jessica had found out about a text message conversations between Mitesh and his lover, which had spoken about how they loved each other. Jessica was upset and told her husband's brother, but at a family meeting, Mitesh's sexuality was never discussed or disclosed, and it was made to look as though Jessica was at fault. The report also revealed how being a mother was Jessica's greatest wish, but she had not conceived after several years of marriage. In 2015, she started a course of privately provided IVF treatment, but during the homicide probe, it emerged her husband was secretly taking a drug which was made to suppress sperm count, making it unlikely Jessica would conceive naturally. The summary report added, since Jessica's death, her father has found out Mitesh made threats to leave her if she did not continue with the IVF treatment. 3 months before her murder, Jessica told her younger sister over FaceTime how her husband had put her hands around her neck and hurt her after he entered the room. There was also stark information provided from those who worked with Jessica in Middlesbrough and West Yorkshire, with Jessica telling colleagues she suspected Mitesh was gay. The probe detailed how several employees working in the Roman Road pharmacy in Linthorpe had noticed abusive behaviour Mitesh had shown towards Jessica, with Mitesh often shouting at her in front of the customers and staff. The report added Mitesh often reduced Jessica to tears, slammed doors, threw things, and kicked the plinth of the island in the dispensary. Staff also noticed Jessica limping, and she told them she had a bruise and that Mitesh had thrown his mobile phone towards her, which hit her in the leg. The report went on to tell how Mitesh was constantly chatting on gay dating app Grindr and had a reputation for telling lies to colleagues. It added colleagues in the pharmacy also discovered from Mitesh's patient record that he was taking a tablet that reduced his sperm count. None of this information was reported to the police or any other agency and only came to light during the homicide inquiry. The review panel felt this yet another clear example of Mitesh's deceitful and manipulative behaviour. Both Jessica and Mitesh were registered with the same GP practice in Middlesbrough, and both were well known to the surgery as their pharmacy was closely linked. The probe found Mitesh's behaviour remained hidden from agencies, and it was only when Mitesh killed Jessica, sparking a police investigation, that the jigsaw of appalling behaviour was revealed from the testimony of colleagues and family. Jessica visited her GP and said she was suffering anxiety and was under pressure because she could not conceive in April 2016. This led to a referral for cognitive therapy, but the homicide review found that the GP had not asked questions about Jessica's potential domestic abuse, and this was a missed opportunity to uncover what was going on. The probe also revealed that Mitesh had intimate relationships with a number of men during the time he was married to Jessica. Jessica was born into a large Hindu community in Leeds and was described by her family as being a quiet, innocent and a good girl who wouldn't hurt anyone. Both Jessica and Mitesh knew each other as children before meeting again when they were older. Among the lessons from the tragedy, the independent review found Jessica's murder was an honour killing given wider cultural beliefs about sexuality, and was an example of something that might have been perceived as adultery and immoral behaviour within the Hindu community. The report added, divorce on the grounds that Mitesh was gay could never have been a reason for him to end his marriage. Consequently, the only way that Mitesh may have felt able to leave the marriage with honour was by killing Jessica. Jessica did nothing that was or might be perceived as dishonourable. However, her death at the hands of Mitesh should be considered an honour killing because Mitesh killed her to try and protect his own honour, preventing future tragedies. No fewer than 7 recommendations were drawn up by the panel in the Domestic Homicide review into Jessica's murder. It found no agencies held evidence that Jessica was suffering abuse, but in retrospect health bodies had the best chance of uncovering anything untoward at the time. The probe urged a look at strengthening how information on help and reporting concerns was established for work colleagues and diverse communities in Middlesbrough to spot signs of domestic abuse, honing in on supporting abuse victims in smaller businesses was also one of the recommendations, as well as training professionals to better recognise abuse and the barriers which may stop victims reporting it. Jessica was a rarity. She was beautiful on the outside and even more so on the inside. Mitesh Patel was sentenced to life in prison for the callous and cruel murder of Jessica Patel with a minimum term of 30 years. Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.